Good afternoon, everybody. It's Stephen Hodson and Paul O'Flaherty from WinExtra bringing you the edition 6, I believe, of Daily Brief. We got a full tap on today, so I think we'll get right into it. Dell looks like it's going to be dropping pre-installing Windows XP this month, and it's about time.
It's about time, yeah. It's got to do with the fact that, there's been a lot of factory downgraded machines out and about because Microsoft allowed OEMs to downgrade even though XP wasn't being produced anymore. But that's stopping as of October 22nd. So Dell are going to stop it this month in advance of that October 22nd deadline. Not really a lot to talk about there except for the fact that, by the end of the month you won't be able to get a Dell machine running XP. What you will be able to get, though, if you want to spend money, is the new bundle that Microsoft is coming out with for the Kinect. For a sweet $400, you're getting an Xbox 360 250 gig with the Kinect and the video game Kinect Adventures as well. Now, $400 sounds like a lot, but that's actually quite a deal when you consider that the current, the new Xbox 360 Slim is going for about $300, and Kinect is going for $149 on its own. So you're saving some money if you're interested in getting in on the Kinect bandwagon.
Well, I quite seriously am considering starting to save my pennies for this. I only wish they had a different set of games to go with it on launch, but what can you say? The interesting thing I found about this was a side article that apparently even the game developers, Mulino for one, were highly questionable about the Kinect not having buttons. They felt... No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I'd heard something similar about that before because people were thinking that the response time on the interface wouldn't be as fast as actually physically having a button. But, they've got that down pat.
Yeah.
And it's very, very interesting. And for those of you who want to find out what it's like to have a buttonless interface experience, the bundle will be available for sale on November 4th.
Well, that's, are you going to be getting one?
You know what? I have an Xbox 360 sitting up there on the TV behind me, and you know what? I'll probably have to go and get the Slim as well. If I can.
Yes, yeah.
But you know who probably won't be getting one, even though he can afford it?
Who's that?
That's Andre Vringard. He's the guy behind Xbox Live. Now, let's be honest, he probably has a couple of these things sitting at home. But he's behind Xbox Live, and he was recently involved with the Xbox Live integration on Windows Phone 7 from Microsoft. And now he's jumped ship to Amazon, fueling a lot of speculation as to what Amazon are going to do, considering this guy was the director of Microsoft's game platforming strategy. Well,
now, I've heard quite a number of ideas. One of the really loony ones was the idea of playing games on the Kindle. I'm sorry, mono.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's not even.
Retro is fun. Okay, retro gaming is fun, but not in black and white or mono.
It's worse than black and white. Have you seen the refreshes on these things? I mean, you're talking like 2 frames a second. No, that's not playable.
No.
But as you did say, there's a lot of speculation going out there. And we have our own theory.
Yes. And
do you want to share?
Well, my point of view, and you agree with me, is that they are going to be going after Steam. They want the Steam business. They want the distribution business. I don't think they're looking at trying to put it onto any specific platform. They will probably go the same route that Steam did and go for the PC than the Mac. That's where I see it.
Amazon already has a content distribution network. I can't remember what it's called. It's CloudFront or something like that. And that's all that we're talking about here. We're talking about the equivalent of a Steam client running on your machine, so you can download your games and have the updates distributed to it. It's a pretty nice business if Amazon can get into it. It'll make Amazon your one-stop shop for a hell of a lot more. And also, with their client, they'd be able to bring a lot more to your desktop than just games. They'd be able to bring in music and everything.
I'm just looking at this graphic they have over at geek.com of the Amazon Gindle, that's Gindl, playing, what Donkey Kong? Like, okay.
It's Donkey Kong.
Yes.
I don't know if this is obviously a Photoshop.
Oh yeah.
It's funny enough to imagine, like, yes, let's fork out money to play, 2D games at 2 frames per second on Amazon.
No, it just,
on a Kindle.
No, that's not going to happen. And I really don't see them getting into the handset business. I just don't.
No, anybody who thinks that would need to be, essentially go back to school. But you know what? I think you've got a story about people going back to school.
Bing has launched a new site called Redo. The tagline is Rethink, Reform, Rebuild U.S. Education. And they have a rather interesting video. It was over on the liveside.net from the people at Redo. And it's basically looking through, the history of education in a very graphically form, and the fact that Bing wants to build a community around moving education in the U.S. into the 21st century. I don't know, like some of the facts they came up with. The number of students that drop out of school every year is 1.2 plus million. 53% of the U.S. students are expected to graduate high school. 18th? They're ranking the 12th graders in combined mathematics and science assessments against 20 other countries. The U.S. places 18th.
There's some very depressing statistics when you think about it, and it's nice to see big companies like Microsoft getting involved and doing things like this and donating money. Just like, they have pledged to invest $500 million over 10 years in the Partners in Learning effort. Yeah. So, education is a big thing for Microsoft. And let's be honest, if you don't educate people, where are your next generation of coders going to come from?
How many people can you actually bring into the country underneath the HB1 visa? There's a limit.
Well, I don't know, but unless Microsoft is expecting to get all the coders to come from Asia, where we have some interesting news out of, which is that...
Go ahead.
Windows Phone 7 may be coming to Asia a heck of a lot sooner than anybody anticipated. This kind of goes along with what we were talking about yesterday, where we have, we're suspecting the October announcement for Windows Phone 7. But in Asia, it was not supposed to be released until Q2 2011. But we have seen an email, which I'm sure you'll put up on screen there, Steve, from an email to LG Asia from the corporate marketing team, which seems to indicate that the release is going to be in Q4 this year, which would put it right on terms with everywhere else that we're talking about.
Yeah. Now, in light of our little bit yesterday about the Tech Days UK on this with Steve Ballmer keynoting, one of our longtime readers, Pierre out of Paris, left a comment that Ballmer will also be keynoting the Tech Days event in France on September 7th, and they will be having a official lottery for physical handsets at that time.
October 7th.
October 7th, okay? And they're going to be having an actual lottery for the physical handsets.
Exactly. So, things are definitely hotting up in that front, and a lot of speculation as to when we're going to get it, but the pieces are falling together for an October release.
And that's what we said. And we got, yes, pat our, there we go. Anyway, that has been episode 5 of the Daily Brief with Paul and Steve. While he cracks up, I'll say goodbye, and we'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a good day.
Yeah, we'll leave you alone to keep touching yourself like that.
Goodbye.